This past year, we all learned the statistics are true. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience child abuse, usually at the hands of someone they know. Child abuse happens every day. Learn the signs and take action, because keeping a child safe is everybody's business. Make a difference. Visit safehorizon.org to find out more. Safe Horizon, moving victims of violence from crisis to confidence.
Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. We have a full show for you this Wednesday afternoon. Dr. Phil Bowden, you know the man. You've seen him on TV. He is a physician that's doing great things, a business owner, very astute business owner, and he's going to be our guest in the first half hour of the show to talk about what's going on with his business and just educate you. So you're going to want to stay tuned. Also, Rory Thomas is the executive director of the Small Business Development Program. He's going to be our guest on the show today, as well as the president of the Shelby County Public Schools, Kevin Woods is going to be here with us. As we celebrate Women's History Month, I want to give a brief update on someone that we lost a year or so ago, Maxine Smith. Maxine Smith was a graduate of Spelman. She was a Scorpio. She was born October 31st, 1929. Graduate of Booker T. Washington High School. Went on to Middlebury College and was a French major. But let me just talk about the chapter of her life that I think you all probably remember and appreciate most. The fact that she was with the NAACP, specifically the Memphis branch, 4 years as their executive director, served on the national board of the NAACP, and was a part of making sure during her term as a Shelby County school board member, actually Legacy Memphis City Schools school board member, she was a part of the board that elected our first African American superintendent. A phenomenal woman. We miss her dearly, and we just wanted to pay tribute to her as we think about and we discuss Women's History Month. I'm Deidre Malone, and we'll be back in a moment.
This past year, we all learned the statistics are true. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience child abuse, usually at the hands of someone they know. Child abuse happens every day. Learn the signs and take action, because keeping a child safe is everybody's business. Make a difference. Visit safehorizon.org to find out more. Safe Horizon, moving victims of violence from crisis to confidence.
Did you know that every 34 seconds someone has a heart attack? Every 40 seconds someone has a stroke? But it doesn't have to be that way. Every day there's hope. Join me and the American Heart Association and get serious about your heart and your health. If you're doing nothing, do something. If you're doing something, do more. Find healthy living solutions from the American Heart Association's My Heart, My Life. It's that simple.
I'm Dominique Dawes. How do you start your day? I always start with a healthy breakfast. Whether you're practicing for a game or studying for a test, eating breakfast every day can improve your concentration and help you perform your best. Kids who eat a healthy breakfast have more energy to work hard and play hard. That's why you should check out your school's breakfast programs. It's for everyone, so make sure you energize your day. Eat school breakfast.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. Dr. Phil Bowden is in the studio today. Dr. Bowden, thank you so much for being on Dialogue with Deidre.
Well, Deidre, thank you for having me, and congratulations on this program.
Thank you so much.
Over a year and going. That's very nice.
We're going
very
strong,
nice.
I tell you. Let me say that in my intro, I opened up by saying, that you're a physician, you own a business, you're a very astute businessman. Talk to me about your practice.
Thank you very much. Well, as you know, we've been doing this now for almost 20 years. So people are beginning to become more proactive about their health, and it just falls right into our lap. So we're very, very proud to be a part of this Memphis scene and part of this new emerging healthcare that Memphians have. And I see great things in the future.
I'm excited for you. I remember when you built your center in Midtown, and of course I've joined you as a business owner in Midtown.
Yes.
And there are very few African American business owners that can say that they've built their own facility. It's a surgery center, and we're very proud of you, very happy for you.
Thank
and
you.
Let's talk about the types of diseases that you treat.
All right, well, my number one issue is colon cancer. 150,000 people are diagnosed with colorectal cancer every year. 50,000 people die from colorectal cancer. African Americans specifically, we get a much more aggressive form of colorectal cancer. In fact, we used to tell everybody you need to be screened starting at the age of 50.
That's what I remember.
Well, African Americans, we tend to get colorectal cancer earlier than other people, and we get a more aggressive form. So now I have to tell my patients, listen, you need to be screened at 40. 50 is not the number anymore for you. So that is the biggest issue that we have, and lately we've done a lot of things in social media and social networks to try to get the word out. So people know about my website. They know about this huge pledge that we had going. And you hit me on Colon Cancer Awareness Month.
I know.
It couldn't be much better than that.
And that's one of the reasons why I told my producer, I said, please get him in the studio, because your PR person, Danielle, reached out and said that you had a colonoscopy pledge day.
That's exactly
Now, I
right.
remember that it was storming that day. It was not a good day.
That's right.
But I'm happy to hear that your phones were ringing off the hook.
Listen, there was a huge outpouring, and the whole idea was to get people to move from just talking about it, hearing about it, to actually, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get a colonoscopy done. And that particular day, the weather was against us, but people still got through. We still got numbers, and we probably had about 150 people sign up for colonoscopies.
Okay.
So it's a remarkable, very remarkable thing. And we want to continue to get the word out about this because people still have a lot of fear about colonoscopies. And probably about 15 years ago, I began to do what's called painless care. And we were the first people in the city to do it. 6 or 7 years later, everybody else caught up. But the reality is that all of my patients, they went to sleep to have their colonoscopies done.
There's something to say about being a leader.
You have to.
People want to follow.
You have to.
So explain that share that with us, because a lot of, let me just be real, a lot of African Americans are afraid. They don't like a lot of pain.
All right.
You think about the Tuskegee experiment and all of that. So back in their minds, they think about, we're just fearful.
Right, exactly.
So talk to us about that process, Doc.
Well, what we try to do is isolate the individual reasons why a person would not come in and have a colonoscopy done. And the biggest thing was fear. And so what I started to do was to use nurse anesthetists to come in and put my patients to sleep.
Wonderful.
So therefore, because I would always hear stories about, well, I was getting it done and I woke up during the procedure. And these kinds of things really happen with the other kind of medication we used to use.
Okay.
But since we've been using nurse anesthetists to put people to sleep, fear is not a part of it. The second issue was, well, we don't want to take this prep that's going to keep us up all night going to the bathroom. So I introduced colonics into this community. We were the first people to do colonics in the city of Memphis for colonoscopies. And that is a wonderful thing because you don't have to take that prep and be up all night going to the bathroom. You can come in an hour before your test, get your colonics done, and then get your colonoscopy. So it works very well.
That's wonderful, and that's an excellent model. Anybody else trying to follow that model in the market that you're hearing now?
Of course. I don't like to call myself a trendsetter, but I look at a problem and I try to figure out ways to solve it. We built the first freestanding endoscopy center in the city of Memphis. So all of the groups have endoscopy centers now, but we were the first to do it. So I'm proud of that.
Now, question, in terms of, are there symptoms associated with colon cancer?
What a perfect question. Listen, this is the issue. Polyps, which are the small tumors that people get prior to developing colorectal cancer, they don't cause any symptoms. In fact, even after a polyp has turned into a cancer, still no symptoms.
So no pain, no...
Nothing. Only after the cancer grows and starts to block off the colon do people begin to develop symptoms. And it may be anything as simple as stomach pain, cramping, bloating, gas, to something much more serious like weight loss, bleeding, severe nausea and vomiting, fatigue, just being tired all the time. All of these things are potential symptoms, but the thing people must know is that most people who have colorectal cancer, they don't have any symptoms at all. So you have to come in and be screened.
So if I'm 40 years old and my insurance may say that they're not going to cover it, I would think that my advice to them would be call them and be persistent about the numbers.
You absolutely have to be, all right? It's very clear our society has come out saying that African Americans need to be screened starting at the age 40. So that's not really a debatable issue. Whether they pay for it, now that's between their financial people and you and the choices that you make in regard to your insurance provider. So yes, you have to be proactive and you have to tell them, listen, I know that I'm supposed to get a colonoscopy at this age and it's time, so help me out with this.
Let me just say, Doc, that you've also been kind of a trailblazer and a trendsetter when it comes to advertising and marketing your business. I want to as somebody in the business, for me to commend you on it.
Thank you.
You must be doing something really well.
Thank you.
Your commercials have been trend-setting commercials. Your radio spots have been good. Has it been real effective for you?
It has been effective. The thing that I found out when I first started, a lot of people just weren't aware. They didn't even know what a gastroenterologist was. And so over the years, what we've done is begun to educate the community. So that now most people, they're aware of what a gastroenterologist is, they know what a colonoscopy is, they know they're supposed to have it at some point in their lives. They may not know exactly the number nowadays, but all of that helped us to lead to this point, to the point where people really are becoming more proactive about their health.
That's wonderful. If there's any advice that you'd like to give a patient out there a potential patient out there that's sitting on the fence and is still afraid about coming in and having that colonoscopy.
Well, listen, Deidre, we pride ourselves in service. Okay, so service before anything else. And the idea is when a patient comes to our practice, they won't get attitude, they won't have a feeling like they're interrupting something. They're going to feel like they came home, and they're going to get the kind of treatment that they deserve, that everyone deserves. So I would tell anyone who's watching the program, make sure you come on in and expect to be treated with respect.
And that's a problem that we have in a lot of physicians'
Yes.
offices.
Yes.
Customer service isn't good, the nurses, the receptionists are just not friendly.
Right, exactly.
And so it makes you not want to come, makes you not want to make that phone call and come in.
Well, listen, we're not perfect, but I try to use zero tolerance when it comes to that kind of thing. I know how I want to be treated, and so my goal always is to make sure that the patient gets the kind of treatment that I want for myself, and it works.
Wonderful. Dr. Phil Bowden, share with my audience the name of your business and how they can find out more about it.
All right. Well, I am the founder of the Mid-South Gastroenterology Group. We've been operating for 20 years now. We do have a surgery center, so you don't have to go to the hospital to have your procedure done. We can be reached by telephone, 901-272-7200. You can always find us on the web, Doctor, that's DOCTOR, Bowden.com. You can find us on Facebook also, drbowden.com. /Ask Dr. Bowden. So you can find us in many different ways.
That's wonderful. So would you feel comfortable if somebody just hits you up on Facebook and says, Dr. Bowden, quick question for you?
If I'm on, if I'm on Facebook at that time, sure, they can feel free to, and someone will always answer the questions. That's part of what we do.
Good. Dr. Phil Bowden, thank you so much for being on the show today, and we're going to have you come back. But I'm glad we were able to get you on this month since it's such an important month, colon cancer awareness month.
Thank you for having me, and again, congratulations.
Thanks so much, Doc. When we come back, we're going to have a conversation with Rory Thomas. You're watching Dialogue with Deidre.
This past year, we all learned the statistics are true. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience child abuse, usually at the hands of someone they know. Child abuse happens every day. Learn the signs and take action, because keeping a child safe is everybody's business. Make a difference. Visit safehorizon.org to find out more. Safe Horizon, moving victims of violence from crisis to confidence.
Did you know that every 34 seconds someone has a heart attack? Every 40 seconds someone has a stroke. But it doesn't have to be that way. Every day there's hope. Join me and the American Heart Association and get serious about your heart and your health. If you're doing nothing, do something. If you're doing something, do more. Find healthy living solutions from the American Heart Association's My Heart, My Life. It's that simple.
I'm Dominique Dawes. How do you start your day? I always start with a healthy breakfast. Whether you're practicing for a game or studying for a test, eating breakfast every day can improve your concentration and help you perform your best. Kids who eat a healthy breakfast have more energy to work hard and play hard. That's why you should check out your school's breakfast program. It's for everyone, so make sure you energize your day. Eat school breakfast.
AIDS is a leading cause of death for Black women ages 25 through 34. Wow.
What if I told you you could help end the AIDS epidemic in our community for just $1?
$1 a year, $1 a month,
$1 a week,
$1 a day.
Just $1.
$1, 1 million people.
That's the math.
I am Vanessa Williams.
I am Journey Smollett.
I'm Tyler James Williams.
We are the solution. Together, we can do this.
Go to www.blackaids.org.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Dialogue with Deidre. Rory Thomas is in the studio, and we're talking about Get Your Business Online, the City Challenge. It's sponsored by Google. Rory, welcome to Dialogue with Deidre.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your new position. Let me tell them a little bit about our history. He used to be my advisor with MMBC.
Yes.
And I remember telling Luke that I thought you were awesome. You always kept us in tune to what was going on with the organization. So I want to congratulate you on this big promotion.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Always a pleasure working with, wonderful businesses such as the Carter Malone Group.
Thank you so much. Now, talk to me about this new opportunity.
Oh, definitely. Small business owners, they need to have a website.
Yes.
Many of the products and services that we search for, we don't pick up the yellow pages anymore.
No, we don't. We're
go
technology driven.
To the internet and go to Google to find a product or service. And Google wants to make every small business owner have a website presence. So they're providing free websites for any small business owner for 1 year, a free 3-page website. Not only that, but it also includes the free custom domain name. There's other free website companies out there, maybe Weebly, which is a very popular one, but you would have to have Weebly.com in that name. With Google, if it's available, if it's CarterMaloneGroup.com, if it's available, you can have that free website and custom domain name free for 1 year.
That's wonderful. I was telling my team that this is so exciting. I wish I had known about this a couple of weeks ago, because we just came off of a 2-day symposium with new entrepreneurs and people who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs, managing, controlling how your cookie crumbles. And when I talked to them about you must have a website, it would have been important for me to know this to share, but we're going to share this information with them,
Definitely.
Rory, because as a part of the challenge, is there something that the city may get?
Oh, yes. It's part of a challenge. Mayors have signed up all across all across the country. And Google is really promoting with the U.S. Conference of Mayors.
Wonderful.
So come June, Memphis is one of the top cities. We'll have Google come down here to do a big press announcement. I think they're going to provide $50,000 worth of Google products to the city as well. And hopefully we will want Google to invest in the city of Memphis. Many have been aware of the fiber network. I think the city of Memphis was competing with that a few years ago, and Kansas City, Missouri won.
That's right, I remember.
And Google is they're going to expand now. It's going to be 8 states, including Tennessee, 34 cities, but their city is Nashville that they selected. So hopefully, by us winning this challenge, hopefully, by small business owners right now, after they hear this, going to gybo.com to get their free website, that we'll win a challenge and hopefully have Google invest more in the city of Memphis, because it's been stated before that Memphis is a hotbed for entrepreneurship.
It is with StartCo. I mean, there are a lot of organizations that are honing in on, is it Launch Memphis, a number of different organizations, and then with the Tennessee Small Business Development Center that you're the executive director of. I mean, there are opportunities there for people to assist new entrepreneurs.
Definitely, and it goes back to making sure that you have a customer base.
Right.
And customers find you by looking at your website.
That's important. I was talking to somebody yesterday and they said, well, and we looked on your website, and I was like,
exactly.
I tell people all the time, your website is a reflection of how serious you are about your business.
It is. And Google has really made it very simple and easy for any small business owner to get online. Going through the process, it could take you an hour and a half just to have your free website up. They have preset templates. Is very professional. We've helped several companies. I've personally helped some.
Really?
A good friend of mine that owns a barber shop in Hickory Hill, Mr. Christopher Wooten, a Wooten. But now he has a great website. He wants to increase customers around the Hickory Hill area, and one way is to have a website.
And now he needs to be able to take appointments on that website too.
Yes. It's very functional. A contact us page.
Good.
You can put in information, it automatically sends them an email to let them know that you're interested in his products or services. One company that we assisted with, a U.S. veteran, that came back and had a hard time finding work and wanted to start his own business. And he started a home junk removal company. And he knew to really grow that business, he needed to have a website. And he's had a website, and I think we helped him a couple months ago, and I talked to him a few weeks ago, and he's doing tremendous with it.
That's wonderful.
Now he's involved in taking classes at Southwest on how to grow his online presence. So,
I love it.
It's a great program through Google, and we're just excited to be associated with it.
What else do you have going on with the Tennessee Small Business Development Center?
A lot of things. We just released our annual report for 2013. If you go to our website, tsbdc.org, you can get more information about all the great things that the Small Business Development Centers are doing. Part of the TSBDC background, we are actually the SBA's largest program.
Okay.
So there's 1,000 small business development centers all across the country, including 14 small business development centers in Memphis. In Tennessee.
But you're the only one here in Memphis, in Shelby County. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And a lot of things that we provide include training and development workshops for entrepreneurs. If you need business plan assistance, accounting, marketing, all of these are free to you. If you need one-on-one consulting, access to capital, of course we work with all the banks around town and assist you in getting access to capital. All these services are available to you. Basically, as a taxpayer, you're paying for them. So.
Wow, Rory, I really wish I had been more informed, because we would have had you at our symposium. I mean, it was free,
right,
and we were discussing these items, but now we know that, TSBDC is a one-stop shop for assisting entrepreneurs. What's the criteria? Can you just be thinking about starting a business, or do you already have to own a business to take advantage of your services?
We work with everyone throughout the business life cycle.
Wonderful.
So from startup stages, you have a full-time job now, you're thinking about starting your own business. We host business starter workshops. We host 2 of those at the main library each month. We host them at the Renaissance Business Center as well. So we take you through that stage to help you realize the dream of business ownership.
Are people taking advantage of it?
Yes. And part of the annual report, during our workshops last year, over 1,624 people attended our training and development workshops last year. And we assisted 689 clients and provided to those clients over 3,000 hours of consulting.
3,000 hours.
Yes.
That's phenomenal. If someone wants to take advantage of what your organization offers, what do they need to do?
They need to visit us at tsbdc.org, or you can give us a call at 333-5085. And we also have a satellite office at the Renaissance Business Center on Beale Street. And you can contact us at 526-9300 and just ask for a TSBDC counselor, and we'd love to assist you. If you need more information about getting your business online, you can visit gybl.com. And if you're interested in hands-on workshops, we also provide those to entrepreneurs. And we'll have some next week, actually. So if you visit our website, you'll see all of our training updates as well.
And what we'll do, audience, is we'll put that on our Facebook page too, just in case you missed the information. I'll make sure that we have it up so you can go directly to their site and sign up. Hold up the t-shirt. Sure. Because we want to see what's going on.
Definitely a great program with Google.
I love it.
Memphis, get your business online with Google. Free websites for every small business owner out there, so please take advantage. It's a great program. Even after the 1 year, if you decide to keep the website, it's only $6.99 a month.
Oh, that's really nothing. That's awesome. Rory, thank you so much. You know, as a part of our symposium, one thing I shared with our participants was, if you want people to take your business seriously, you have to have a credible website and a credible email address. So, not Deidre Malone at Gmail.
Yes.
Okay. Deidre Malone at thecartermalonegroup.com.
Yes.
So, this is a great opportunity for entrepreneurs, and my hope is that they take advantage of it and that Memphis wins.
Definitely. We'll know sometime in June. So
okay.
Thank you.
So we have a short window of opportunity then.
Yes. Let's promote it. If you are not a small business owner, but you know one, more than likely you do know one.
Exactly.
Please let them know to visit gybl.com.
Thank you, Rory Thomas. We're going to get you to come back at some point real soon.
Wonderful. Thank you. Hopefully after we win.
Exactly. So we can celebrate together.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on Dialogue with Deidre.
Thank you.
When we come back, viewers, Kevin Wood, the president of Shelby County School System, will be our guest. You're watching Dialogue with Deidre.
This past year, we all learned the statistics are true. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience child abuse, usually at the hands of someone they know. Child abuse happens every day. Learn the signs and take action, because keeping a child safe is everybody's business. Make a difference. Visit safehorizon.org to find out more. Safe Horizon, moving victims of violence from crisis to confidence.
I would definitely consider Memphis a diverse city. It's a wonderful place. All different backgrounds from all different cultures, and to really kind of find a common bond here in the city. My Memphis is family.
One of the things that lets me feel at home in the city is feeling safe. Whether it's music, whether it's fine dining and restaurants, theater, and the arts, it's available here. My Memphis is music and food.
It's one of the greatest places in the country to live. Unique and individual culture. It's the self-appointed and, I guess, city-acknowledged arts center. The sense of community is really fantastic here. My Memphis is authentic.
Basically, I just live around really nice people. I think people who are moving to Memphis looking for a certain place to live, depending on what you like to do and what your personality is, I think there's definitely a place in Memphis for you. If you like sports, if you like theater, if you like music, if you like nightlife, take your pick. My Memphis is people.
We really fell in love with not only the diversity of the area, but the architecture of the homes. Houses built all the way from the 1800s through the 1920s and 30s just have such a unique architecture. And we fell in love with it. My Memphis is home.
My Memphis is uptown. Uptown because of the people. I have some of the best neighbors, the kind of people who check on you, they invite you over for barbecues.
My Memphis is South Main. You've got to see South Main. There's really no place else like it. It's got this great vintage look. There's a lot going on. Great people from all walks of life, all in one place.
My Memphis is Cordova. I love living in Cordova because it's a great place for a family.
My Memphis is the University District. The University District is a really great place to live because it's convenient to everything. It's right in the heart of the city. Anything I want is a couple minutes away.
My Memphis is Midtown. One of the things that's nice about Midtown is that you're actually involved in a community that's still evolving and changing.
My Memphis.
My Memphis.
My Memphis.
My Memphis is...
Did you know that every 34 seconds someone has a heart attack? Every 40 seconds someone has a stroke. But it doesn't have to be that way. Every day there's hope. Join me and the American Heart Association and get serious about your heart and your health. If you're doing nothing, do something. If you're doing something, do more. Find healthy living solutions from the American Heart Association's My Heart, My Life. It's that simple.
I'm Dominique Dawes. How do you start your day? I always start with a healthy breakfast. Whether you're practicing for a game or studying for a test, eating breakfast every day can improve your concentration and help you perform your best. Kids who eat a healthy breakfast have more energy to work hard and play hard. That's why you should check out your school's breakfast program. It's for everyone, so make sure you energize your day. Eat school breakfast.
AIDS is a leading cause of death for Black women ages 25 through 34. Wow.
What if I told you you could help end the AIDS epidemic in our community for just $1?
$1 a year. $1 a month.
$1 a week.
$1 a day.
Just $1.
$1, 1 million people.
That's the math.
I am Vanessa Williams.
I am Journey Smollett.
I'm Tyler James Williams.
We are the solution. Together, we can do this.
Go to www.blackaids.org.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Dialogue with Deidre. I mentioned that this show was action-packed, and our final guest for Dialogue with Deidre is in the studio now. I want to welcome the president or chairman of the Shelby County Board of Education, Mr. Kevin Woods. Kevin, welcome to Dialogue with Deidre.
Thanks for having me.
Look, you have been a part of a group that has had to navigate a historic merger here in Memphis and Shelby County. How does it feel to be a part of that?
Well, it's been a great experience. I mean, you know, regardless of what's been said out in the media, even when we were a 23-member board, I felt like we got a lot of things done. Everybody had input in the process. Superintendent Hobson was able to lead a successful merger, meaning that school was able to start on time. Kids are still getting a great education in the Shelby County school system. And now we obviously are going through a process now of demerging the system, but at the same time, I think we're still gelling. The superintendent has his vision, and the board is in full support of his work.
Let me just say that I thought it was an excellent choice to suspend, because I think I was appointed on the committee that was looking at what's going to be the process for hiring or selecting a new superintendent. But I think that Dorsey has done an excellent job, and I was really happy to see that you guys asked him to stay in that role.
We appreciate that. You know, when we were looking at folks to put on the selection committee, and you came out as somebody who in the community that people supported, and that we wanted someone that a group of folks who said, hey, listen, what do you think about who should lead this process? And what we found out more and more when we talked to people in the community, when we talked to principals and parents, they say, hey, listen, why are you guys consistently going outside to find leadership? Why aren't you looking for talent right here in Memphis? And then suddenly, in Memphis and Shelby County, to be clear. But what became more clear was that throughout Shelby County, folks were saying, hey, listen, you guys are doing a pretty good job on the board. You guys have strong leadership currently. Why are we consistently going outside? And we listened to that input. And I think suspending the search, I think we've solved that as a positive decision. And he's continued to take this leadership and taking this district in the direction that I think it needs to go.
I know that with the merger and now the, so to speak, demerger of the school systems with the municipalities starting their own, what kind of challenges do you see moving forward, Kevin?
All right, so one of the toughest challenges that has been this past year is obviously the culture shifts. You have two school systems, you have things that were done differently, but what we've been able to learn from that, honestly, Deidre, is that there's a lot of great things that Memphis City schools did very well, and there are a lot of great things that Shelby County schools did very well. And what we've been able to do is take best practices from policies, from procedures, and take those best practices and put those throughout the entire districts. Now, it has not been without its challenges, everything from transportation to food services, but what we found out was that we've overcome those issues. The superintendent, one of the best attributes of Superintendent Hobson is that he don't shy away from controversy. He doesn't shy away from what the real issues are. He's open, he's honest. He said, hey, this is a problem, and let's look for solutions. A very solution-oriented team is what we have in place right now, and I think we've been able to solve problems.
That's wonderful. I was sad to read in the commercial appeal, I think it was earlier this week or last week, about the suburban school systems not taking advantage of nutrition services
Right.
that Shelby County Schools already offers.
Right.
I mean, you're already going to have challenges
Right.
as many districts or
Right.
smaller districts.
Right.
When you think that there might be some synergy.
Right, and we're still hoping for that.
Okay, good.
Behind the scene, I'll say this: behind the scene, we're working very hard to make sure that we keep the focus on kids.
Good.
We understand. I think Superintendent Hobson said publicly that politically, it's challenging for those superintendents where that community forged ahead to have their own school system, forged ahead based on the premise that we can do it better. And that basically Memphis has an inferior product, right?
Right.
So when you look at knowing that we do a great job at food services, knowing that we do a great job of our special ed needs, we do a great job of that. Our transportation system is a safe, economical process that we go through as far as getting the most competitive bids for transportation. And what we know, though, is that it's going to take some time. It's a healing process, right? And so we know that once we get past a year from now and they say, hey, listen, we need to be looking at ways to do this better and do it collectively, and we probably will see some of those shared services happen. The main reason that we were looking at shared service options is not to make money off the municipalities.
Right.
It's to save jobs. I mean, you have a lot of folks' income, livelihood will be impacted if shared services, if we don't take advantage of that. So what we're trying to do is just remind them of the human aspect of all of this, and so we're continuing those conversations.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. Something else big that your board has had to deal with, and Superintendent Hobson and his administration, has been the Common Core. There's a lot of talk in Nashville about whether or not they should impart some, reaching down again into other parts of the state.
Right.
And I know that's their role, but, what are your thoughts on the Common Core program?
So I'll be the first to say it caught everyone by surprise when this started to bubble up, this conspiracy theory, so to speak, of Common Core. Common Core is not a curriculum. I think it's important for the public to understand.
Is it testing?
A Common Core is simply a list of standards, right?
Okay.
It says that we're
Okay.
going to raise the bar for our kids. No longer are we going to have kids going through school and not being able to compete on a national, global level. Here's what you will know when you leave high school or enter a career. Okay. So it's standards. The curriculum is still chosen locally, right? We still will be choosing our own curriculum. There has been legitimate concern as far as teachers have a legitimate concern from the assessment, right? So what tools are we going to be used to assess whether or not students are learning? Because assessments determine whether or not how teachers are scored, can dictate their bonuses, can dictate whether or not they stay employed with the district. So they have a legitimate concern on what assessment is used. But for folks to be out saying Common Core is a liberal program, Common Core is part of the Obama administration, it's simply just flat out false. And so I think it's important for folks to understand what Common Core is. So what I had the superintendent do just last night was say, hey, listen, you need to give out a presentation on what Common Core is, continue to educate the public. We as a district need to make sure we're using all communications channel to let folks know, hey, we've been doing this for 3 years.
Right.
I have a kindergartner in our public schools who she's doing word problems, right? She's doing essays, and it's all part of the standards that have been put in place through Common Core. And so no longer are kindergartens just taking naps and having long recess time. They're doing real assignments that she's excelling at, and she doesn't want to miss school. So that's what's keeping her excited. And so from that aspect, I think you'll see Shelby County and Superintendent Hobson continue to push forward on raising the standards for all of our kids.
I'm really excited to hear that, because as I read the article this morning, it sounded like you had him explain to the board what are the real issues.
Absolutely.
And I was really glad to read that you had board members who it looked like they had changed their opinion.
Absolutely.
And so, Commissioner Jones,
Right.
and I thought, okay, so
absolutely.
this is a good thing.
Absolutely. Commissioner Jones is one of the board members I'm most proud of because she's very pragmatic, she's very thoughtful, and she makes a decision based on what the facts are. So glad that she was quoted in that, as well as stating that this is a good thing for our district.
So challenges in terms of funding. I know that Memphis is still kind of lingering out there, and they still owe the district, it's like $57 million.
Right.
Is there talk or negotiation
Right.
to try and get that money at some point to Shelby County Schools? Because legally,
Right.
they still owe it to you.
Just yesterday, Superintendent Hobson and I actually had a chance to talk with Mayor Warden. We talked with
Wonderful.
Alan Wade. We talked to members of the city council. We haven't let this issue go by the wayside. There was recent polling done where 70% of the folks in the city of Memphis think that the city of Memphis should continue to support public education. We can't, as a city or county, get out of the business of funding public education. The people want it. And so that's one thing. Number two, the city, we think, is going to do the right thing and get this settled. I told Superintendent Hobson when I was elected chair, one of the things that I want to get accomplished is that there's some settlement that happens this year.
Good.
For the first time, we're going to be receiving some type of payment from all municipalities within Shelby County, from Shelby County government, from the state of Tennessee, and from federal government. All of our dollars will be coming from every entity except for the city of Memphis. I think the city of Memphis realizes that. No longer we're going to sit back and wait on a legal opinion.
Right.
I think public opinion is in our favor, and we're going to ride on that.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm really glad to hear it. And then last year, I know that the county commission, well, the county mayor asked for a property tax increase, and there were 2 referendums countywide for a sales tax increase, and both of them failed. Well, one in the city of Memphis and then one countywide, really just Memphis and unincorporated Shelby, I believe. And so I know that the county commission did increase the property tax a bit for schools, but it wasn't, the school system wasn't fully funded.
Right. And so that's been a challenge, right, as far as funding. Funding consistently is a problem. I think I talked with, again, the legal folks at the city of Memphis, and I think they have a valid point. Listen, even with this $57 million, that doesn't solve all of our ills.
Right.
It's definitely going to be a great help, but we have a funding issue. So what we're trying to do, for the first time, Superintendent Hobson is presenting a balanced budget to the board.
Okay.
So we won't be asking for one more dollar than we've got last year from the county commission, for a couple of reasons. One, we want to show that we're going to be very efficient at the central office. We're going to be good stewards of the tax dollars. And we understand that we can't consistently ask year after year for tax increases until we get things right at home first, right? And so what we're going to do that is present a balanced budget to the county commission. But what you'll see moving forward is for us to continue to show how the need for additional dollars impacts education. When you talk about early childhood, we have a mandate to educate K through 12. We get dollars for K through 12. So when we have to cut, we have to find other areas to cut besides K through 12. So the city and the county collectively, we need to find a way to fund early education. And I don't know what that answer is, but we need to find solutions for that. We need to make sure that kids are coming to kindergarten ready to learn, and we have to make sure that we're using the resources that we have to educate kids once they get to kindergarten, that we can continue to support our teachers and support our teams of folks who have the knowledge and have the capability, but they need the additional resources to make sure our kids are excelling at the level we know they can.
The presenting a balanced budget, how is that going to impact? Is it going to impact academics, or is it going to, my hope is that it's not going to have a negative impact on academics.
Right.
Or is it going to, are you going to have to reduce staffing? Right. What do you think the superintendent might recommend?
Right, so superintendent, right now we're going through community hearings on the budget. We have one scheduled tonight at the board office on Hollywood. Last year, so just a quick historical perspective, Memphis had one staffing formula. Legacy Shelby County had another staffing formula, a richer staffing formula, meaning that they had more student to teacher, they had a smaller student to teacher ratio than the city of Memphis. And so what we did is we moved farther to the Shelby County side last year, impacting our budget, but the county commission, using some reserve dollars, and with the county commission tax increase, we were able to move that formula. What we're going to do, what you're going to probably see, is a slight change in that staffing formula, but still much richer than Legacy Memphis City Schools.
Okay.
So what we're hearing from principals and leadership at each of our schools is that they couldn't be happier that we did not go all the way back to the Legacy MCS staffing formula. They couldn't be happier that we're keeping assistant principals in place, keeping support teams. Superintendent is doubling down on blended learning to make sure that we can give our kids around-the-clock access to curriculums and instructions. So we think that he's making some sound investments, but we think that the cuts, although tough, because you never want to see anyone out of a job, we think that we will still see student achievement continue the growth pattern that we're continuing to see.
That's promising. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah.
And Chairman Woods, what we're going to do is we're going to have to wrap this show up now, but I'd like to have you come back at some point in the near future. And I'm excited about the board. I'm excited about the leadership. And as a grandma, I can tell you, my 5-year-old will be in Shelby County Schools in the fall, and I'm excited about it. They didn't pull him out this year. He's at First Class Montessori in their kindergarten program, but he'll be there in the fall.
Well, we'll be ready to have him and continue to do all the great things you're doing in the community. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. Next week, we have County Commissioner Mike Ritz. He's winding down his term on the County Commission, and we're just going to do some reflecting with him. So that's next week on Dialogue with Deidre. Thanks so much for watching.